It's our new moon in Aries. It's time to take action. Greetings, everyone. I finally got to this new moon reading. And woo, this is hot and smoking now. Like, if you're not ready to move forward and let go of some of the things you've been holding on to, you're gonna be encouraged to with this new moon. Um, Let's see. The attunement to this moon is don't even think about giving up. And I know we all have those thoughts because the energy is so high and there's so many things going on in our lives right now. So many things coming at you at one time where you just feel like, what's next? Like, seriously, right? But don't you even think about giving up. This card is a big yes from the universe. This is the time to really tune into your dreams. And I know for a fact this new moon is special because not only is it new moon in Aries, which is the beginning of our astrological zodiacs signs, but it's also the new energy of planets moving into new positions right now. Pluto being one of them. And you know Pluto is that I'm coming through and I'm gonna fuck everything up. But it's all for the better. Okay? So let's move forward and see what the energy is of this moon. And the reason why I have this card upside down community is because I wanted to remind myself to read the reverse first, right? It's number 7 community. As you can see, it's a bunch of sisters sitting there, they chilling, enjoying themselves. But I wanted to read the reverse first because I think it's the theme of this is about letting go. And as we let go of certain things in our lives, sometimes it's people. It's not only just things or habits or situations, but it's people, right? And we literally create the things, habits, and situations. So let's see what the reverse says this time. This card reverse indicates feelings of isolation or perhaps loneliness. There may have been a recent disconnect with old associations or even a dissolution of some wider partnership. Excuse me. This may result in feelings of loss, grief, but take heart. It is often the case that as you shift your energy into a higher vibration, you may find that you no longer resonate with old acquaintances the way you used to. If that is the case, it may be time to move on to more resonant associations. Let yourself network in ways that reflect your higher intentions. Meditation groups, classes, book clubs, and the like are all places you may meet new acquaintances that are in closer harmony with your energy, right? So I thought that was more important than reading um, the upright position of this card because I think our overall message here is letting go, right? But we'll get to that in a minute. Okay? So remember that message about, the associations that you might have in life. It's time you have to detach in order to bring in the new, right? I don't know people who can bring in new things without detaching from old. Okay? So now, the goddesses, of course, I always like to get my goddess oracles out when it's a moon of any kind. And this one that came out is Una. And Una says, easy does it. There is no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing, okay? So it's almost like it's telling us to take action, right? It's telling us to go forward, but don't force it. It's going to happen naturally anyway. And you're going to see it happen. So like even if you don't disconnect from old acquaintances and move forward, something's going to propel you forward anyway, and that's going to be your natural energy, your natural spirit. It's going to push you forward and put you exactly where you need to be at the right time, right? So don't force anything. Don't worry about your purpose or your goals. Make no sudden moves. Slow and steady progress is the best right now, and I've been saying that for the last few months. So you can ease into your new life instead of rushing into it, because when you rush into it, you don't take time to look side to side to see all the beautiful things, or you might miss some opportunities that are good for you. So take your time as you move forward into this new energy, right? And I love the next one that came out too, because it also speaks of moving forward, but you're doing it in a more ordered way. Okay, so Maeve came out, cycles and rhythms, and this is about honoring the cycles of your body, your energy levels, and your emotions. And I know we can all use that right now because the energy is coming in so hot and fast because Mars and Aries are working together. Mercury is also sitting there, and Pluto, the father or mother of them all, is really sitting in all of these aspects and coming forward to push us and motivate us to move forward with our hopes and dreams. It's working. The energy is working with you now to do that, right? So all of life is cyclical: the moon, the stars, and the very universe. Life inhales and then exhales again. So why should you be surprised or upset that you too have cycles? There are times when you feel energized, awake, and alive. There are other times when you feel isolated and shy. That's what we were talking about here, that isolation again, right? Okay. Um, it says there are times when you feel isolated and shy. Your body too goes through pronounced cycles and changes. Celebrate these rhythms and embrace them as the essence of the lifeblood that courses through you. So there are times when you're supposed to go out and work out really hard, and there's times when you got to say, you know what, I'm just going to rest for a while. I'm going to take better care of myself. I know I've been encouraged to do that lately. When I went for my physical examination, um, and I was told, hey, your cholesterol might be a little too high. And this is the perfect time of the year to detox, as I was saying in our last reading. Detox. Detox your body. Move to more fruits and vegetables and juicing and things like that to help bring more health to your physical body, which will also in turn help your spiritual body and your mental. Okay? So we're going to move with those cycles and rhythms, but we're going to do it in an ordered way. Easy does it, not moving in too fast. So now I got the overall energetic reading of this the overall energy reading of this whole thing, right? And I said, okay, give me something to tell us your final message on what we should be doing here, right? And it said, let it go. It's not the first time I pulled this card. This is about forgiveness, healing resentments, shedding the role of the eternal martyr, letting go of victimhood, cutting the ties that bind you to a destructive story. Okay? um, Releasing pain so that you can move into the lesson it offers, relinquishing the need to be right. We ain't right all the time. Sometimes we wrong. And notice I say we. I'm never going to point and say you, or y'all, or whatever. I'm going to always say we because I am like this too sometimes. Sometimes I need to let it go. This girl called me old the other night, and I couldn't let it go for like 2 or 3 days. But then I sat in gratitude because I was like, dang, if I wasn't old, I'd be dead. Not only that, I lived through some rough times in the 80s in Washington, D.C. We was dodging and ducking bullets, just trying to have a good time at a party. So I'm really thankful for being old, and I had to sit in gratitude for that. There are times in life when you must forgive, lest you become a hostage to your own anger, frustration, disappointments, and resentments. This is not about condoning bad behavior or minimizing a hurt done to you. Forgiveness is simply a commitment to stop telling an old story so you don't carry its burden anymore. Remember, we were talking about the old stories here, right? Letting go of that. Okay. If you don't forgive, old hurts fester and become distorted, causing you pain over and over again. You become trapped in a prison of your own making, tied to the story that you were a victim. It's time to cut the invisible cords attaching you to the situation and preventing you from moving forward. The truth is, you are victimizing yourself every time you recreate the unresolved hurt in your mind or speak of it with friends rather than allow this folly to repeat. Surrender the situation to your higher power. I definitely needed to hear this. I need to learn to let go, like seriously. Um, I've been holding on to something for quite a while, and it really isn't the person that offended me as much as my decision behind allowing the person to do it, right? So I got some Ho'oponoponoing to do this weekend to really, during this new moon cycle to really let it go. You know, I really don't have a choice because this person's going to be in my life for a very long time, so it doesn't really matter. So, yeah, so let it go. Let go of hurts, resentments, situations, lower vibrational frequencies, all that. It's just time to let it go because if you don't, you can't move into the new. And we want to move forward with this energy into our newness, right? Um, I was listening to a song by Kelly Clarkson the other night, and it was like, take a risk, make a change, and break away. And I think that's what I'm gonna call this because it's so true. She was like, make a wish, take a risk, um, make a change, and break away. I love that song. It's so beautiful. I'll try to link it if I can in the description because it's a very beautiful song. All right, so now let's pull our moon magic affirmation. Look at this beautiful picture here. Isn't that gorgeous? So our new moon affirmation is I accept and create more flow and pleasure in my life. I accept and create. Let's see if you can see it. I accept and create more flow and pleasure in my life. And the only way to do that is by letting go of something. I am what I want to attract. This is your abundance affirmation, right? And you attract all that negativity. If you are that, right? If that's what you feel inside, the hurt, the resentment, um, negative lower vibrational energies, habits, emotions, or whatever it is, then you're gonna attract more of it in your life. So you gotta let it go. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let it go. We can't keep holding on to things that destroy our sense of self and our sense of happiness and what we need in our lives. So I'm going to drop everything down in the description box so that you all can read a little bit more of what the oracle said. I'm actually going to type it out for you and drop it down there so you can actually read it for yourself. Because a lot of times I just don't have enough space on my phone for all of that. But thank you so much for taking the time to listen this evening. Um, Happy new moon in Aries. Happy new you. Let's get started with our newness. Visit my website, www.happylightbeing.com, to get these beautiful cards. I'm in the process of making some more cards. Um, I have a vision board event coming up on April 15th. For those who are in the DMV area and can join me for that, please like, share, subscribe, and feel free to comment on this video. Um, take time to do what makes your soul happy always. Be happy, be light, be loved. Namaste, Miss Celia.